out. Let me see if we're showing up. What about chat? I don't want that. Perfect. Let's see. Hello, hello. Come in. Chat. I've never streamed on the computer before. I usually don't go live on my phone. So bear with me. I'm just trying to make sure if you will drop where you're watching from. So I know I'm using one software that streams on 5 different platforms at one time. So I just want to make sure that each platform is actually getting the stream from this software. So if you'll comment where you're watching from, that would help me so much. So much. I'm going to get started here in just a second. It's so weird. Okay, it shows that I'm live on Facebook. I see that. Let me see this. So Facebook shows that I'm live. Perfect. I want to delete this. Okay. Hello, hello. Come in, come in. I'm trying to fix something real quick. If you didn't hear me say, this is supposed to be streaming on 5 different platforms at one time. So before we get started about talking about the battle of our minds and just how we have to take every thought captive, because if not, we will literally spiral every single day. There's so many days that before I even get out of bed, I'm like, oh, like I'm done with the day, right? So it shows that I'm live on Facebook. If you'll just simply drop a comment to tell me where you're watching from, so that whatever platform. So it should be on YouTube, it should be on TikTok, Facebook, and Twitch. So where are you tuning in from? Just a simple comment to let me know. Make sure that I can also see the chat, because this is literally the first time I've ever used this platform. I can see it on Facebook. It doesn't show me on TikTok. I don't see any comments. So I don't know if anybody's commenting or not. Let me see. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, come in, guys. Can you guys just comment in the comments and let me know where you're watching from, so I can simply just see if the comments are working, so I can get started. I'm trying to delete that. Let's see. If anyone's commenting, I don't see anything. Can anybody comment? I see 8 people right now. And I think all are, nope, somebody's not from Facebook. So if somebody can let me know, I don't think the comments are working. I don't see one single comment. Boo-hoo. And I need that scale thing to get off of here. I'm going to tell you something right now. I can go live all day long on my phone, but my husband got me like a total streamer set up so that I'm going to do more YouTube and Twitch. And this has been a learning curve, and I'm very tech savvy. So bear with me for just a minute. I promise I'm going to get started. I think you will really love what we're going to talk about. Hi, I can see. Thank you, Sherry Ann, for commenting. Thank you. Thank you. I just needed to know that I could see the comments. And it actually shows me where you're watching from, which is Facebook. So I appreciate that so much. That's literally all I needed. Appreciate that so much. Let me try to get this off of the where it shows. I really do appreciate that. It's like maybe nobody hears me, maybe nobody sees me. Not sure how to take that off. Does anyone on Facebook? Because I never go live on Facebook. I will be now, but I never really did because I couldn't go live on multiple platforms. So it's mostly on TikTok. So now that I'm going to be going live, it's been a long time since I've went live on Facebook. I don't know how to get that comment off. I'm trying to figure it out. If you'll bear with me for just a second, I'm going to get it. Promise. All right, let me go. I'm going to go live from the Facebook platform. I think that'll do it. And then I can edit it what it says. I guess. Okay. So we're going to turn that off. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm deleting all links. So there's no links that should show up. Now, how do I change that comment? Content moderation, voice enhancement polls, cross-posting. How do I get that off of there? Let me just ask ChatGPT. She always comes through. I am trying to take a comment off that automatically shows up when people come on to my live on Facebook. How do I remove that? I mean, last night I was having to use ChatGPT for literally putting all I have like 2 computers here. I have a third coming. Okay. Okay. If the pin comment, tap unpin comment. I can't do that because I'm not. Good afternoon. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, here goes. Look for live settings. Facebook page live settings. Give me just a second. Facebook. Advanced settings. Nope. Okay. Facebook. Live settings. Settings. Goodness gracious. And I have literally worked all day on trying to get this streaming stuff together. This is no joke. It is serious. Okay. Settings. I don't see it. Hey, hello. Thank you for jumping on. I'm going to get started in just a second. I just want that scale comment to go away. Here, let me just take a picture of it and give it to ChatGPT. Is everybody watching from Facebook? I don't think any of the other channels are working. What? Is anybody watching from Facebook? TikTok's not working. I don't see TikTok. Let me see about Twitch. I'm live on Twitch. Okay, great. Great. Okay, so now let's go. All right, now I'm going to check. If you're watching on Twitch, it says that I have one person, and it might be my husband. I'm going to tell you, literally, I thought I was pretty good at this. And I'm going to be honest with you. I love that I can see the comments. I can see what you guys see here. I can see the comments. It's a pretty cool setup, but we're just going to roll with it. Nobody comment scale. You couldn't hear me on TikTok. If anybody's watching from see if I just took that off, see what that does. Maybe I'll just do that. Then I can still see the comments, but it's not on the stream. Okay. I mean, you guys might like watching the. Okay. We're going to go with it. If anybody is watching, one last request. If anybody's watching from a different platform, let me know. It's not showing up on TikTok. It does not say that I'm live on TikTok right now. That does not make me happy. Yes, you could hear me from. So it tells you that I'm live on TikTok. It doesn't tell me that. I see you're commenting from Facebook. Hey, y'all are like my beta group. I thank you for answering my questions because this is literally the first time. So sorry to bore you. So I know that I'm live on Twitch. I know that I'm live on Facebook. Let me check YouTube. And I'm also going to give you guys the link to follow me on YouTube. There's going to be there's going to be more long form content on there, and it's going to be it's going to be more in depth. Also, when I start posting, I'm going to do some Bible studies. I've had a lot of requests to do like virtual Bible studies, just from like the videos that I posted. And so I have one of my own that I want to talk today about like one of the main things that I know a lot of women struggle with, especially the ones that follow me. And that is just like mental health. And literally your mind is at war. Like you are your own worst enemy. And a lot of times I was in it out. Okay. Well, it doesn't show me that. I'm glad it shows you. A lot of times the thoughts that we have are not even from God. They're literally of the enemy, but we have to know how to tell the difference, right? And so I did a Bible study on this past Sunday for the first time, and I had are you watching me from TikTok? Because it says Facebook. What is wrong with this app? It's okay. I just really don't like that scale thing, but I don't know. We're just gonna roll with it. Anyway, so I started doing a Bible study at church this past Sunday. I've never done one before. And so I volunteered to do a class. I had gotten this Bible study right here. Let me show you. This one's called Get Out of Your Head. It's so good. And the very first lesson was just talking about spiraling. And so I just kind of wanted to go over some of the main things that I really got from that lesson that have made a major difference for me as someone who really struggles with seasonal depression, anxiety, those kind of things. So first and foremost, about a year ago, and I made a video about this. About a year ago, I made myself a deal that I would not allow myself to pick up my phone while I'm laying in the bed before I get the kids out of bed. Usually my alarm goes off. What do? I pick up my phone and I start scrolling through those notifications. How many likes did I get? Did anybody message me? Did I make a sale? You know, like did so-and-so comment back to me on social media, right? I let myself check text messages, but I don't allow myself to check social media notifications, okay? Until I drop my kids off at school. I come back home, I do my Bible study and my prayer time. And then once that's done and out of the way, okay, then I'll pick up my phone. Well, over Christmas break, I allowed myself to get out of that. Perfect. I don't know why it's not. Oh, I guess because it's on my own profile. I can't see. But thank you so much for that. So I went on to allow myself to break the limits, and I was eating my Frosted Flakes sitting at the kitchen counter. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to eat my Frosted Flakes. We're not in a hurry this morning. We don't have to go to school. I'm really stuck on this Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens thing. So I started scrolling, and like before I knew it, it's like an hour later. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get up. I got to go do my Bible study. So I did. And I went to do my Bible study, which I had been so excited to do every single day. I'm done with it now, but it was Discerning the Voice of God by Priscilla Schreier. So good. And I'm going to tell you something, to be honest with you. I bought like 50 Bible study books in the course of my adulthood with great intentions of doing them, but I just wasted money and they're collecting dust. Okay. For whatever reason, this one it hooked me. And every single day when I dropped my kids off, I couldn't wait to get home to go to the next day because every day was exactly what I needed to hear. So, backing up. So I went down to my office building and I picked up my Bible study book. I started doing it. I noticed the one thing, like I could not focus. I was not retaining things. I was not processing things the way that I normally would. But I did it. It's like I had to check off that box, right? When I was done with that, I needed to paint the rest of my office space, but I didn't. You know why? Because my brain was literally fried. My nervous system was fried, right? Because I spent an hour scrolling, watching somebody else's mess, somebody else's drama, somebody else's chaos. And when I should have done my Bible study first, it just grounds me. It just grounds me. I'm led by truth. And that's what the enemy wants. I want to say, like today, this is a big step for me. I'm a very outgoing person. I can talk to anyone, literally till like I could talk to a stop sign. Put me in a room with a stop sign, I could talk all day. But this is something I'm stepping out of something, stepping away from something that I've done for 3.5 years that I could do with my eyes closed. And I'm being obedient. I can go live, I can talk. But setting up all of this tech stuff, making sure this goes to this, and I'm streaming on 5 platforms, 2 are there, which I'm brand new to, don't even have a follow. Well, I have 168 or 180 something on YouTube, brand new channel, which is great. Thank y'all. And then TikTok and Facebook are obviously like my main platforms that I have followers on. And then Twitch is brand new. I literally have like 1 follower, it said. So if you're watching from Twitch, thanks. But it's honestly intimidating. I don't get intimidated very easily, but there's a lot of streamers. And I watch them, right? I watch them when it comes, like there's gaming streamers, there's people who, they're doing day in the life and all those things. This is different than anything that I've ever done. So I begin to have second thoughts. I begin to think, oh my gosh, I don't have what it takes to go live and just talk. I don't have, I can talk about digital marketing all day long. I can talk about, my kids, whatever. When it comes to stepping out and talking about your faith, even though I am so passionate about it, bringing yourself to a public platform where you already do have a lot of followers, and probably not a lot of them may not be, followers of Christ. So this is just a new journey for me. And I just want to say, first of all, if you're still here before I even really got started, thank you so much. I truly do appreciate it. I needed this to pump my confidence back up because it's been a while since I've been live. And my lives always do well, but this is just something that's new. It's different. And so I want to encourage you today, whenever I was setting all of this up, it's like every little thing that could go wrong, I was like, I'm just not going to go live. I got to fix this. I need to make this background for the YouTube channel. I need to do that. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm closing it. I'm going to hit the live button. If somebody's there, they're there. If they're not, they're not. Right. Otherwise, the enemy just had me by the mind. Right. I was like, no, I'll just do it tomorrow. I was going to go live yesterday, found excuses all day. But today I made myself, I was like, you know what? No, this is definitely the enemy. God's going to provide what I need to speak, what I need to say to the Holy Spirit. And that's what I'll say. Right. So anyway, just wanted to say, remember that not every thought that you have is from God. All right. So I took some notes of things that I just really want to share with you. I don't know if you guys saw the video that I posted last week. I had a lot of people that shared it, a lot of people that liked it on different platforms, talking about waking up and there was no clean bowls to use to eat breakfast for my cereal. And so I grabbed a mug out of the kitchen cabinet. It was the only thing we had clean. Real life over here. So I began to pour my Frosted Flakes. I ate that bowl. When I got done with that bowl, I was so hungry. I was like, because I'm not using a bowl, I'm going to need to eat a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 mugs full, right, of my Frosted Flakes versus if I had a bowl, I might only eat 2, right? So I'm pouring cup 3, cup 4. And I'm like, my gosh, I'm still hungry. And literally in that moment, I was like, it has nothing to do with the size of the bowl or the cup. It has to do with what's inside of it. It's not nutritionally, it's not going to fill you. It doesn't have any ingredients in it to fulfill you. That's why you're still hungry. Now, you could have ate 1 sausage biscuit and probably been full, but you had to eat 5 or 6 bowls of cereal, and then you're probably not going to feel good, right? And really be hungry earlier than you would have because you really didn't get good and full, right? And when instead of getting on social media and that being our breakfast, right? And we're having to watch more, which in turn makes us want more things. Oh, we don't have enough money. We need to make more money. Oh, my husband doesn't do enough around the house, or my house isn't spotless like Kylie Pitts, or, all, we're feeding our brain all these things that's not filling us up. If anything, it's making us feel worse, right? So I have literally been in a season that I owe all the credit to God, because I'm normally a scroller, and I normally would spend so many hours a day scrolling on social media, looking for the next trends. What should I be making content about, right? And at the end of the day, like, nothing productive happened. Nothing productive happened. If anything, I was mentally exhausted. I had nothing left to give to my family. Why? Because I was literally, my brain was fried. And if you struggle with mental health, you understand that. Like, getting overstimulated, when I'm overstimulated, I'm done. TikTok, stop. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's see. Let me see if it says I'm live on YouTube. Twitch account. Okay. View channel. Doesn't say. Oh yeah, it does say that I'm live on TikTok. I mean, on YouTube. So for whatever reason, TikTok stops. Can somebody else check and see if that's the case with TikTok? And for whatever reason, I don't know if all of you guys are watching from Facebook, but it's literally saying that everybody on here that's commented is from Facebook, which might be the case. I'm not sure. No, it says there's 2 that stopped from that are watching from somewhere else. So weird. I don't know. Not that it matters. So anyway, I wanted to share those 2 stories with you, which is, not allowing myself to get up and go to social media first. I promise you, when you do that, it just leaves you hungry for more. It makes you feel like you're not worthy. You're not enough. You don't have what they have. And that's definitely not the way the Lord wants you to think about yourself. Sorry, I was looking at it at the bottom. All right, so sorry, I'm trying to restream TikTok shop. Huh? Why is it doing that? TikTok stopped when I came here. So crazy. Thank y'all for letting me know. Okay, so literally the battle that we fight every single day is the battle of our minds, right? We literally are at war in our mind every single day. There's a lot of days that I'm tired before I even get out of the bed, right? This is something I really thought there was something wrong with me, and I'm not being funny. I even mentioned it to my doctor, and that is, just remember one instance. I'll be completely fine in a great mood, feeling grateful. I was in the dollar store one day. I just remember this, and it's like I was in the lotion aisle, and I could tell that, like, my mental health was good. I was feeling good, whatever. And I get out to the car, and it's like I wanted to go to bed. It's so, mental health and chemical imbalances are so weird. And she said it's actually very normal with mental health. And I was like, well, there's something wrong with me, because how can I be this person? How can I be? I wasn't mad or anything. It's like my energy was depleted. It's just so wild to me. But social media I found myself in a totally different place in my mental health since I have walked away from spending so much time scrolling. And that's the honest truth. And so just some of the things that some of you guys might feel like when you watch social media is, again, your marriage is off. You'll never catch up. Why can't I get it together? Everybody else seems to be being successful. Everybody else is, they have it together. Why are my kids bad? Right. But one thing I want to tell you that my pastor always says, and I always try to filter when I think about it, every thought through this. God is light, love, and life, and in him is no darkness. So if the thought doesn't bring it, is not light, love, or life, and it has any shame, guilt, fear, right, accusation, it's not from him. It's not from him. You have to remember that. And so a lot of times we spiral before we even think about these things, right? So if it doesn't bring you peace, and it really just brings you more chaos and confusion and hurt, it's not of God. You have to realize that. And that's when, this is what another thing my pastor says, is you have to grab that thought, right? You have to destroy it. Okay, so we're going to grab the thought, we're going to destroy it, we're going to confess it, we're going to rethink it. So you grab the thought. So anytime you're like, no, that is not of God, destroy it, confess it, rethink it. Right? I just think that's a really good way to think about a negative thought. And something else that's gone on my mind, I'm just going to share with you, is the one time I hit my shin on a hitch on the back of my husband's truck. I'll never forget this. And I probably said every word in the book, right? Because that hurt, left a big old bruise. But I remember a friend of mine at the time, we were talking about just like our thoughts and, mental health and stuff. And she's like, you can decide when that happens, if either A, you're going to cuss, you're going to throw a fit, it's going to affect the rest of your day, you're going to go inside and not be productive, or you're going to be mad at your husband all day. Not about that, but or you're just going to take life out on your kids. Or if you're going to think that was one incident, it happens 1 in a million years, right? And I'm not going to allow it to determine the rest of my day. So we truly have to be intentional with our thoughts, right? So I'm just scrolling through my Sunday school notes. I just want to make sure that there's nothing that I didn't. No. So another thing that I found myself doing in this season is, not every morning and not as often as I should, I posted a video about this, is taking my socks off when it's not raining and the ground's not wet, taking my socks off, going outside, standing by a tree. Has anybody ever grounded themselves? Like, genuinely, it's just your feet, your body, and the earth the Lord created. There's no woo-woo to it. You literally, your feet on the grass, right? Closest to a tree. And if you've never done this and you do it, you're going to come back and say, that works. My mind can be so chaotic. And if I just take 5-10 minutes and I go outside and I stand by the roots of a tree, okay, I close my eyes and I imagine, and I get my mind quiet, takes a minute. I imagine the roots going from the ground through the soles of my feet all the way up and then anchoring me down. Okay. If you've never tried it, try it. It's just called grounding. It's literally, it's your mind. You're literally just grounding your mind. You're bringing yourself back to reality. And I remember in this season that I'm in, there was one day that I was like, I don't know what else to do. I've got to ground myself. So I went outside and did it. And I was like, I don't know if it's going to work or not. And I was like, whoa, like I have just had so much peace. It just allows you to be still. There's nothing around to distract you, right? Well, not me. I'm in the country. Nothing around to distract you. I close my eyes. Nobody's talking to me. I don't have my phone on me. It's just, they say being in nature is like the best way to ground yourself. Like if you feel like your thoughts are all over the place, the best place you can be is in God's creation, right? And I'm someone that I don't spend a ton of time outside. It drives my husband crazy, but I don't want to just sit outside. I just don't. Like, okay, if I'm at the river or I'm at a bonfire or whatever, but I don't want to just like sit outside in a lawn chair. I just don't. I don't know. But they say just like being in nature, being in the woods, going on a hike, going to the park, whatever, is the best way to ground yourself and just really silence your chaotic mind. But that's really what I wanted to talk about, is just about how social media, especially, and I think that I made a video that I haven't even posted yesterday, and I need to, because it's true. And there's so many people that I follow from the digital marketing space that I love them dearly, but I can tell they're miserable. They show up, they push their offer. That's the only content they make. If you don't show up, and I'm going to get to something in a second and talk about joy. And y'all might think this is funny. You might be like, oh my gosh, this girl's so weird. I'm never talking to her again. I'm never watching her, which is fine. Whatever you choose, whatever's for you. But if we don't make content that allows other people to get to know us, that allows other people to relate. So for me, I've always been one that's just, I'm vulnerable. I don't care to tell about my kids. My kids are bad sometimes. I struggle with my teenage daughter. Like I struggle with mental health. I've struggled with bad grief with losing my grandfather. My marriage has been on the rocks before. Like we've been to marriage counseling. I'm just one of those people. And I feel like God has called me to just be one of those people that lets other women know it's okay to be authentic. It's okay to be yourself. Like, you don't have to show up. If you saw, well, my house cleaner just left, but if you had saw my dishes, or you had saw my laundry room, or the outside of my house with my kids' trash they should have cleaned up, right? Like, that's relatable. That allows us moms and us other women to have a mission. Like, we don't have to be like them. God didn't call us to be like them. We all have a purpose. And that's really something that is going to be my mission, is helping women find their purpose and find themselves again. And I think that social media nowadays has pulled us so far away from that we're just trying to mirror or be what everybody else is. And that's not what has called us to do. So we're trying to fit ourselves into a mold that he didn't make for us. And then we think bad about ourselves when we don't feel like we're able to fit inside that mold. But that mold's not yours, right? And so it kind of goes back to exactly what I've taught in the digital marketing space, which is like, find your niche, but more so like, what is your calling? Like, what is your purpose? What's going to fill you up? What kind of content could you make that brings you happiness, that you're not having to force yourself to, not because you're peddling a course, right? And I'm going to tell you, God's purpose for most of the people in the digital marketing space, here's how I can say that. Mine wasn't even permanent. Mine was for a season. Okay. That's why I'm going to say that. It might be a season, but this isn't longevity. And I've said that even from the beginning. You should be building something that brings you joy, that is truly you, that you've experienced, that you've overcame, that you could lead someone, through transformation with, or even a mindset shift, anything. Your purpose is based on the problem that God called you here to solve. Okay. So it goes back to the same thing. Your purpose is found in the test that you've had. Your test is your testimony. The mess in your life is your message. And that's where so many people overlook that. They immediately go to, how can I make money online? How can I be an influencer? How can I get brand deals? If you just calm down, which I know in a world where things are expensive, it's so easy. It's so easy. But right here and right now, I'm speaking to those who say that they're a Christian. Okay. And I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking from experience, because this was me up until this season of my life. I was go, drop my kids off, came home, went straight to making 3 videos a day, or making my TikTok shop videos, or replying back to DMs or emails, or trying to peddle my course or sell my digital product. And it was just so routine. Like, I didn't even realize that it was so rude. I mean, I can't even explain it. Like, it just depleted me. I didn't spend time getting in the word first. I checked the box, which some of you guys can probably relate, right? In the mornings, what I used to do is like, oh, I'll check my Bible app. The Bible app has that one little verse, right? On the way home from dropping the kids off, hey, God, thank you so much for this day. The sun is shining. Thank you for keeping us healthy. Bless us today. Bless our businesses. Bring my husband home safely. Yada, yada, yada. Amen. Check the Bible app. Check. Said my prayer. On social media, right? And I wondered why my marriage was in turmoil. My marriage was on the rocks. My mental health was absolutely in the pits, right? But one thing that I can tell you right now is, we don't spend enough time in the Word, because if we did, it's our blueprint. I didn't even pick up my Bible ever in my life. And I was raised in church. I didn't even pick up my Bible like I should have until this season of my life. Right? I still can't quote the Bible. I don't pretend that I can. I can't even believe that I'm telling you that I'm teaching a Bible study. Right? I obviously have guidance. I have the study book. I can study. But Jesus taught by stories. That's what my pastor was telling me when I was telling him all these things. He was like, people relate to stories. And that's how God's going to use you, is by telling your story, your testimony, right? And I don't know if I keep saying right. I just keep catching myself saying that. Sorry. People, it usually drives me crazy if somebody says all the time, but right. I guess I'm just like hoping somebody would say, yeah, yeah. I haven't seen anybody comment in a while. So can y'all just let me know you can still hear me? And I would love for you guys to comment and just like give some feedback, or say you felt this way, or questions or anything. Like, you don't just sit here silent. I don't want you to have to do that. So I want you to interact because it keeps me going. So back to that. So I was telling my pastor, I was like, when God, I really felt I was actually renting an office space about 25 minutes away from me in July when I went through a really bad business partnership that just shook me to my core. And it wasn't long after that I felt like God was saying, like, I want you to walk away from this. This has been a season, but now, thank you so much. This has been a season, but now I have a bigger assignment for you. Very clearly, it's almost like it was audible. And I know if you've never experienced that, it sounds woo-woo and it sounds crazy. And that's one of the things that I want to talk about within the Bible studies that I'm going to be doing on live streaming, is like discerning the voice of God and knowing, like, are you hearing God? Are you hearing the enemy? Are you hearing yourself? God usually when you hear from the Lord, it usually sounds like yourself, like your own voice in your head. Anyways, we'll do that another day. But I'd never experienced that until this season of my life, when I've spent every single morning, Monday through Friday. I don't do it on Saturdays. Sundays I'm at church, but Monday through Friday, for the first 30 minutes of my day, an hour of my day, depending on how long it is, I spend it in the Word. And I just had a complete brain fart. Don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I know what it was. So when I felt like God telling me to take that, make that shift to my business, I was like, what? You don't want me, God. You don't want me talking about faith. You do not want me trying to, remind women who they are in you. I felt like I literally, just one line, audibly heard him say, I want you to remind women who they are in me. And no matter how far they've strayed, no matter what they've done, how far they've strayed, they can always come back to me. And they're made in my image. I love them the same. All they have to do is repent. And I was like, God, you don't want me on the stage. You don't want me to be talking. And I was like, I'm not worthy of this. Okay. And this is all going to come full circle when I'm actually going to share my testimony and pin that video of this season and just the things that have happened to me. And it's really miraculous. It's really crazy. So I remember him saying to me or giving me in my spirit, you are worthy. You're worthy because you're relatable. You're a hot mess mom. You don't try to be perfect. You're authentic, right? I'm raw in my content. And that's what women need. Women need permission and need to understand they don't have to be perfect, right? They don't have to be perfect. I don't want to watch anybody that's perfect. Do you? Because when you do, it makes you feel like you're not enough. Like what you have is not enough. You need more. You need more. Your setup isn't enough. You don't go to the right nail tech. You don't have your nails done. I don't have mine in right now, right? Your ring's not big enough. Your kitchen needs a remodel. Like, it's all these things. And what I have to stop and tell myself is that I don't even get on Instagram. I feel like that's what it is. I always say, like, I'm not aesthetic enough to be on Instagram. I don't sit around and do B-roll, filming all of these beautiful B-roll. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that, right? I don't want to watch that either, because what does it do to me? It discourages me. So stop watching content that discourages you. I really encourage you. What you put into your brain, okay, what you listen to is what you live out. Okay. So I get on my husband sometimes, like, change the music that you're listening to, because that's the words that are coming out of your mouth. It's coming from the music that you listen to. Also, being, thank you, Beth, for commenting. Thank you. This year for me, I'm working on my mouth. I struggle with profanity. I do. I'm not an addict. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't vape. I don't do any of those things. My biggest thing is my mouth, and I'm not afraid. The Lord knows about it. Okay. I pray about it all the time. And I can do really, really good. It's kind of like this. I respect my elders. I respect when I go to church, my body, my mind just knows not to say bad words, right? When you're in front of somebody you respect, you probably can control it too. But then when you get home, you're in the car, you're around a group of friends, it's just so easy to just let it flow off the tongue. And so I've, again, been intentional to what I listen to. My kids know, don't get in the car and turn your Spotify on to rap. I don't want to hear it. Now they're like, oh, we want to ride with dad. Okay, ride with dad, right? Mama's trying to get her brain right. And I've noticed these little things that I've done, guys, is spending 20, 30 intentional minutes with God in the mornings has literally, I would say, I don't even know what the word, ratified, revitalized. I can't even think of the word. Literally transformed. What I'm trying to say, my mental health. No lie. Then not letting myself check the notifications. I don't scroll. I hardly ever get on social media. That's the honest to goodness truth. Like right now, I'm not even on social media. You're seeing this, but I'm streaming from a platform that I can't see social media. I can see your comments. I am, again, I'm into the Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens thing right now. So I get on and I do look at like, what's the new with that? I'll watch Candace live on TikTok or on YouTube. That's all right now. I don't let myself do that. I don't. It's nothing but noise. It's nothing but noise. Okay. But going back to saying, like, I don't want to watch someone's content that's not relatable. I don't want to watch someone's content that makes me feel unworthy, that makes me compare myself. If they're not lifting me up and they're not, you don't feel like it's permission to be yourself, I don't want to watch it. Right. It is 100%, 100. It is 100%. It's easy to feel like we're never enough. And a lot of that, I'm not going to give away too much, but I have something huge, like nothing else before. No, it's not a course, and no, I can't even tell you what it is. Okay. I've been working on this for probably 5 months, and it'll literally be worldwide. That's why I've been very quiet. But a lot of the ways that we think and the way we perceive things and the way that we react to things comes from how we were raised, comes from trauma, right? It comes from in previous marriages, mental abuse. It comes from we were shaped by who we were raised by, good or bad. The things that we went through as a child, the relationships that we've been in, the friends that we've had, right? All of those things is what's molded you and your wiring and your nervous system to react and do the things that it does. You didn't just get here, just God built your brain, he built it perfect, right? Things have happened. Things have happened. And we have to learn how to let go and release, break chains, rewire our brains to let go of those things so that we can, number one, see how God created our brain, because it's really a real thing to understand how you're wired. My marriage has been there's a lot of testimony to that. My marriage has been radically changed. Literally, when I was coming into this season, I was ready to get a divorce. I've been married for 15 years. We have 4 kids together, and I have a stepson that's 17, and have businesses together. But what was happening is he was complaining because he wasn't getting affection. Catch my drift? I don't want to give too much away because this is part of where I'm going in this season, but I feel like God's telling me, you can go ahead and release some of it. So, I'm going to say this one thing: your test is your testimony. So wherever you're at, wherever you've been, there's a purpose in that pain. So I want you to think about that. And I want you to stew on that until we talk again. But my husband and I, for probably the last 12 years, have just been like pulling against each other. I feel like I've had no libido. Of course, I've had 4 kids. I struggle. I take antidepressants. I take ADHD medicine. And my husband, because he grew up the way that he did, he has he experienced emotional trauma. I did not, right? So his needs are different than mine. I didn't realize that the way that he reacted to not getting it, which was never physical ever, the words that he said, or even just the tone that he said. My mother was a yeller. I love her to death, and I am a yeller myself. And that's something I have to work on. I am getting better at that, but the tone. And in my house, I was the oldest of 4, and I felt like I was never heard. I felt like I was the only one that had a different father. The other ones are my stepdads has raised me. My parents are wonderful people, but my mom had been through a lot before she married my stepdad with my father. And so, we all struggle as parents, but long story short, tone is huge to me. Tone can make it or break it for me. Tone is a major trigger for me. I didn't know that until I realized how I was wired. So now, the day that I literally said to him, let's go to AT&T, split up phone bills. I'll sign my name off of your business bank account. I am finished. I am done. I'm washing my hands, and I don't care what, if I have to live in a box. That's where I was at. And for whatever reason, and that was in the evening, the last 6 months have really been rocky for us. Really, really, really been rocky for us. Really. My kids were making comments. It was just not good. And I was just like, I wasn't raised around this. My husband was. And I was like, I'm just not going to do it. But we ended up, for whatever reason, God was like, go have this conversation. So it was after, and this was after I had recently learned how I was wired. Okay. My nervous system. And the trauma, which is just for me, really the tone, not feeling like I was heard, feeling like I would never measure up, and all of these things. And so I was able to identify and recognize that because of his tone, because of the way that he was speaking to me, not even the words that he was saying, but just like his gestures, his body language, everything would trigger me. So my body put walls up. My nervous system put walls up, right? So he was wanting, I'm only sharing this because I'm just showing up, sharing whatever. I don't have a written thing. I was like, God, just whatever you want me to share. And this is what he said. You're relatable. People need to know that they're not alone. Anyways, so my husband was, always complaining, griping because he was never getting affection. Well, the way that he would respond to that, my nervous system shut down. I was like, so I put up walls. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. If I would do it out of it being a chore, because men have to have that, right? Yeah. So there's been times in our marriage that he's never physically had an affair on me, but emotionally, not even really an affair, like a one-time texting someone or whatever. Not okay, but much easier to forgive than a physical. And this is years ago, but I'm just saying that's the consequences. That's the hurt. That's the damage of not knowing what trauma each other experienced in life. Also, why we react the way that we do. And so the way that he was reacting was triggering me, which was not allowing me to fulfill his needs. Does that make sense? And it all boils back down to how I was raised way before I ever met Rob, right? What he needs from me and the way that he reacts is because he only saw anger from his father. He never saw, he was really emotionally abandoned as a child. And so today, he doesn't have a relationship with his father whatsoever. And, his whole entire childhood was shaped by the way that he was brought up, everything that he saw, everything that he was told, right? And some of us have much, much deeper wounds than others, but I didn't even realize that I had a mother wound and a father wound. Like, my father has not been in my life since I was 6, and he's tried to come back in multiple times over the last 35 years. And most recently, even just this past week, right? Y'all gonna make me cry. I just know that there's only 9 of you watching out of 5 platforms, and I know it's the 9 that I'm supposed to be in front of right now. The 9 of you that are on here, whether you want to be on here, you're being nosy. I don't even know who's watching. I can't even see. I'm not looking. But if you're here, this message is for you. Okay. But understanding the trauma, understanding the way that you're wired, understanding your attachment style, all those things, that's something that I've been in the works, because it's transformed my life and my marriage, my parenting, the way that I see myself, the way that the forgiveness that I can give to others, all those kind of things. That's something that I've been working on for 5 months will be global. Literally, it will be global. Lots of attorneys have to be involved before I can launch it, just to tie up loose ends, and it's intellectual property. It's a big, 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 big deal. God has literally gave me a huge assignment to use my voice in this tool. So it's just so important. And I hope to have a version of what I'm building one for family, one for relationships, one for, I love it, and one for individuals. right? He's really laid it on my heart to speak to women directly, to speak to women directly. Of course, men are going to benefit, but really it's the wives, the moms, the women that he's called me to, you're in the right place at the right time. God has done some miraculous things. I should say miraculous. I would say definitely supernatural, like things that just to confirm that I'm on the right track. There are things that I would tell you, and I will tell you. Today was just like an off the handle. Like I just need to break the ice, Haley. I've got to do it for myself and just go live. It's been a long time since I've been live. Just break the ice, make yourself comfortable going live. Really didn't want to have a big audience because I just do better. I just do better with small audiences. 100 people I'm fine with. But when we're getting up there, and it will get up there when it's my time. But I'm glad it's just a small audience right now. But what really, really transformed in this season of my marriage, my mental health, my parenting is just identifying exactly what happened to me as a child. And I recently went through therapy. I needed therapy a long time ago. We went for marriage counseling, but then I went a few times on my own just for individual counseling. And like I said, I had a really good childhood. I grew up, my stepdad is a pharmaceutical rep. My mom didn't have to work. She was a respiratory therapist. We wore nice clothes. We lived on a golf course, all the things, but that doesn't mean there's no trauma, right? Doesn't mean there's not any trauma. So I didn't even realize a mother wound. I wouldn't have thought I would have had that. And my mother and I have had tension over the years. We're a lot alike in a lot of ways. We're different in many more. But understanding that I have a mother wound, and I've told my mom this. Like my mom has a lot of regrets because she was a single mom for a while, and just the way she's raised me in some ways and things, and how she didn't hear me out a lot of the times. And yeah, I was a black sheep. I got pregnant at 20. Before I was married, I wasn't brought up like that. And here I am going to talk about it. But bottom line is for today, we're almost at an hour, and that's my goal for today is I want you to know this. Number one, watch content that brings you joy. I encourage you, go through your following list. If they make you feel like poop, if they make you feel like you're not worthy enough, you need a new husband because your husband doesn't help with the kids, or he's not bringing in 6-7 figures a year, you need a new husband. No, that's not true. That's not true. Right. And also remember this, you're watching content creators. If they have a lot of followers, like in the millions or even 500,000 or even 100,000, some of them, right? They're getting paid per view. So they're going to say what they know people want to watch. People love watching vlogs. Cleaning vlogs makes you encourage you to clean, right? Or it might make you feel like, I just don't have the energy today. So I'm just a crappy mom or crappy wife. I can't tell you the last time that I cooked. Let me tell you that. We've DoorDashed a lot. I might cook once a week. I'm not going to lie. Or I'll go by this Mennonite place, and they have great casseroles and stuff, and I can just pop it in the oven. But there's a lot of nights that we just eat DoorDash because by the end of the day, I'm exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted. I don't even want to look to know how much money that I have spent on DoorDash. That's another thing. Obedience. And I don't want to go around too many topics. I want to try to keep my ADHD at bay. Totally had a brain fart. Again, see? Obedience. Me too. I'm not a good cook. Hey, listen, I can buy the hamburger meat. You can put it on the grill. I can make some spaghetti, macaroni. I can look on Pinterest at a recipe, but don't ask. I'm not going to. My husband's like, I want a casserole. I want green bean casserole. My mom didn't cook that stuff. I don't know. My mom was a young mom. Not young, but I mean, she didn't cook that. We had waffles for breakfast, straight out the freezer, Pop-Tarts, cereal before school, whatever, We played sports, so we ate out a lot. Long story short, I want to say one more thing about obedience. And some of you guys may know this, and some of you may not. And it's not the moral of the story for today, but it's just something that I want to leave you with. A lot of you know, some of you might not, whenever I came to the digital marketing space in 2023, I ran an online boutique out of this upstairs where I'm at right now. And after COVID, it just got really, really, really hard. Dealing with the postal service, dealing with suppliers overseas, dealing with angry customers having to wait too long, all these things. And I mentally spiraled. Like I mentally spiraled, didn't get out of the bed. And long story short, started looking in the digital marketing space. When I got started, in the first 7 months, I made $1.3 million. And that was great. Changed our life. I was making good money before with the boutique, not near like that, about $200,000 a year. But when I walked away, I felt very strongly, okay? And now that I say this, when I speak this out loud, I'm like, wow, I really was obedient. Because I talked about it Sunday in our Sunday school class that I'm teaching. And that is this. When I walked away, when I felt like God was saying, get up and walk away, like walk away from your platforms, I was worried about what everybody would think. I was worried about people who have bought courses from me and all these things. And he has made a way for me to just do what I needed to do. But I walked away from $20,000 a week. The last offer that I was selling, I was making $20,000 a week. Okay. I right now, I won't even check my bank account. This is me being completely honest with you. My husband's like, hey, can you see if we ordered this for Christmas? I was like, nope, not getting on my bank account. I'm just going to keep swiping and hoping to know. I know that I had plenty of money in there last month. But because I'm not making anything. I'm literally right now making $0. I'm not making anything. I'm using my voice. He says to trust him. He's gave me multiple supernatural ways, and in my spirit, I'm calm. I'm at peace because I know that if he took me away from that, what he has for me is so much better. And it's not even the money. I want to be fulfilled in a way outside of money, right? You can have all the money in the world. You can have all the money in the world. And I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. Okay. You don't catch me lying. I've had $1 million in my bank account, 500,000 in my bank account. I could have gone anywhere, done anything. I still struggle with mental health. My marriage was still on the rocks. Money does not solve all problems. Does it make life easier, a little bit less stressful, so you don't have to worry about is this bill's going to get paid? Right? My grandmother next door, my grandfather passed away. They owned a underground pipeline utility company. My uncle has it now. Money. Can travel where goes on trips all the time with her cousin who doesn't have a husband. But she still, a lot of the time, she struggles with depression. It's hereditary. Our family really struggles with depression. So please understand that you want to have joy. Please read my hat. I'm going to be having some shirts that are going to say this exact same thing, maybe a little bit different. It says the things that make you rich are free. The things that make you rich are free. The things that make you rich are free. Think about it. But you know what? We've gotten away from that because all we see on social media is things that make us feel like we're not enough. Right? My boobs are sagging. I need my eyebrows done. I got this crease that I'm really self-conscious about right here, like real bad. And this one just doesn't go away. I need some filler there. Right? My son was sitting next to me in church on Sunday. 100%. It is. Yep. And my 6-year-old was sitting next to me at church on Sunday. And I guess I have some little peach fuzz. He started picking at that. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I like this hair right here. And I was like, oh my God. It's okay. God made you to be you and you have a purpose. My goal is to help you find that in this next season of mine. But also find your joy, right? God has to be, girl. And in the moments that I have felt my lowest, all I can do is just open my Bible. There's two. And if you guys don't follow me on YouTube, let me get my YouTube link real quick, because I'm going to be doing most of my streaming on YouTube. Let me see real quick. Let me get it. Okay, I'm gonna put this right here. Can I pin this? Okay. If you're able to click on that. And when you click on that, it should say a white subscribe button. But when you click that, there's a little bell below it. Just click that and put on all notifications. All it'll do is notify you if I post a video. which will be like long form content, or I'll post that I'm going live or whatever. If I go live, I'll notify you. I would do that. Even if you're following me on social media, I would still go over there and follow that, because there'll probably be a lot more there, especially the more in depth that I get with things. It'll definitely, it's more than a 30-second video. So it'll be on over here. But bringing you joy, bringing you happiness, no matter what weird quirks you have. Okay. So that's where I kind of want to land this plane is here, is that there's something that I love to do. And I was like, I'm not going to tell people this because they're going to think that I'm so weird. So I love to play Fortnite. Okay. I'm actually way better than my husband. And matter of fact, when I get done with this, I'm about to play Fortnite and stream on Twitch. Okay. I love it. It brings me joy. It helps me to decompress. It's so good for my ADHD. And if you simply go to social media and you type in moms and play Fortnite, there's all kinds of moms that are live. There's mom communities that have like a Discord. What brings you joy? If you think it's weird. So in this season, I'm like, I'm going to be me. And you know what? This door to, it's 333 right now while I'm saying this. Okay. I just want y'all to know this. 333. And it says, what a friend we have in Jesus. I gotta see. Okay, I just screenshot that. Thanks. Anyway, the link to Twitch, or what? Link to, do you see the link to, the link to what? Anyway, do what brings you joy, because you never know who else might like that. Whatever the thing is that you think is weird. Me streaming Fortnite is going to bring in moms who play Fortnite who need to hear my message as well. And I've prayed on this and prayed on this and prayed on this and prayed on this and even tried to resist it. I started having doubts. I'm like, I'm not going to do this, but I am. I'm going to do it. My husband and I play every night when the kids go to bed. My kids today, they'll be home in like a little bit later. So when I get off of here, I'm going to go straight into streaming Fortnite, and I love it. And I'm actually pretty good. So it'll be on social media, but it'll also be, my main thing on there will be on Twitch. I don't know if any of you guys have Twitch or not. There's all kinds of, it's going to be some gaming, but there's also people who do, you should be able to see it. Does it not show up? How about now? Does it let you see that? But if there's something that you enjoy doing, let this inspire you to be yourself and to do whatever it is that you like to do. I like to having ADHD, I love to make content. I love to make content. Do I have the best editing? No. But I love to make content. And so make content that makes you happy. Make content that makes you happy. You don't see it? It shows up for me. I don't know. That's so weird. I don't know. Well, you can look it up. You can look it up on, how about that? Can you see that? It shows on my end. What? Why does it say that? Okay. Just look up on YouTube, Haley Cunningham Official. That's it. I think it's also pinned in my bio on social media. Whoever that was, I blocked him. Go to my social media, any of the pages, and if you go and you click, you'll be able to see that there is the link on there. Like right now, it says one's watching from YouTube, one's watching from Twitch, and then 10 on Facebook. So YouTube, you can go to any of my pages, then click on that, and then click follow. Make sure you turn the bell on, or you will not get notified. You can see on side of screen now. You can see it, the link. Make sure you turn that bell on though. Make sure you turn that bell on. And I'm going to be starting a Bible study. My intention was to start the Bible study this morning and go live, but the tech issues just did not allow that. So I didn't get to do that. But I'm debating if I'm going to have a text subscription. You have to pay or whatever, but where you can just like text, join, or link to whatever the number is. I'm getting it approved right now. It has to have a approval process. And then what it'll do is if I'm going to go live or whatever it's going to be about, you'll get a simple text just says, hey, join here. Today I'm going to talk about such and such. So that's in the works too. So you'll be able to, that way you don't have to miss out on anything. But I hope you guys enjoyed today. I enjoyed chatting. I thank you for staying. If you stayed the whole time, thank you. If you came in late, thank you. This is going to be posted on YouTube and Twitch after I edit it. If you came in late, we really talked about, how every single day we wake up, our mind is at war. We're fighting battles in our brains before we even step out of bed. And we have to just take every thought captive. So, but love you guys. And I will post when I'm going to go live next. Make sure notifications are turned on each platform and stay tuned.